Back at it again with the Lions Den, a more serious topic that done hit the airwaves and the social media platforms. Alton Sterling, the way his life was snuffed out, basically execution on film that is plaguing the country. Just wanted to get your take and what you're feeling on a tragedy that's done hit our people again.
Actually, to be honest with you, my brother, I don't have no feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel with my hands when it comes to the police. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that very shameful that in 2016 that the KKK has went from lynching black folks to shooting black folks.
Yeah.
And justifiable. So we know that any officer that treat an individual the way they treat Brother Sterling have to have some type of racial implication in his genetic makeup, in his mentality. Because first of all, the correct way to arrest someone in that situation is to call for backup.
Yeah.
The reason why they didn't call for backup because either they knew that they were going to do something horrific, or they wanted to provoke this man to act a certain way so they can justifiably do what they wanted to do horrific. Now, the sad thing about it is that Gardner and Sterling died under the same pretense. They were selling bootleg.
Yeah.
And ironically, in both incidents, the cops acted the same way.
Yeah.
They acted erratic. They acted impulsively. It was uncalled for. It was excessive. And what it says, to my understanding, is that, obviously, that value of life on young African-American men or black men in general is zero.
Yeah.
And these police wouldn't do this if somewhere down the road in their training that they were taught that they can get away with. So someone is telling these guys that, look, if you kill an unarmed or armed black man and you do it correctly and there's no witnesses, we can guarantee you that you're going to beat the case.
Yeah.
Because if a police officer who has a family and who loves his children and who are provider for his family, if he knew that the consequence of killing these people, these young African-American men, would be either death or penitentiary, I don't think that they would do it. Somewhere in a private conversation, someone somehow told them that, hey, look, it's okay to kill as long as you're killing an African-American.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some people would say, wow, that's a very racist statement. Only way that statement be racist if the statistics didn't back up what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I mean, it's appalling how, we keep seeing the same thing over and over and over again. I mean, the brother Jesse Williams just got through talking about that. On BET. 2 days or 3 days after the man just got through talking about it, we got through talking about the same scenario. Here we are in the same place again. So my opinion is that I think that the police have too much power. What you have a bunch of young folks who probably grew up in rural America, probably was bullied as a child, probably, people slapped them around. They go to the Army, they leave the Army, they get a little basic training, they leave the Army, they learn how to shoot a pistol, and then they kicked off into the streets of the ghettos of America, and they given all this power.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a guy that may have been bullied by black men at some point in time in his life. Now he has the power to bully the black man. And, I don't know about you, brother, but I've been pulled over by the police plenty of times.
Oh, me too.
I'm twice their age, and they talk to me like I'm a straight up punk. Shut up. Don't let me tell you again. This is a direct order.
Yeah.
That's how they talk to you.
Yeah.
Why would another man talk to another man like that unjustifiably? For no reason at all. Soon they pull up, they hostile. They have a problem with me.
Yeah.
They have a problem with black folks. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why is because the people at the top is giving them the forehead. Giving them the okay. It's got to be coming from the top. These people are not killing people just for the sake of killing people. These people got permission to do what they do, because if they didn't, they wouldn't do it, because if that's the case, you have a bunch of people around here killing police if they didn't feel that it was a repercussion to their action.
Mm-hmm.
So they must district attorney is presented to the district attorney by these top-killing police.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you prosecute someone whom you work with every day, whom you are in cahoots with in terms of convicting people and giving them life sentences and giving them years and years and years in prison? You know, that's just like me saying, okay, you know, you have the power, Ken, to convict your brother. You know, your brother, we're going to let you oversee your brother's case.
Yeah.
And we're gonna give you authority to determine, you know, what you want to do in this case. Do you think that I would legitimately or realistically convict my brother?
Absolutely not.
No, I'm going to do everything in my power to stack the deck, to make sure that my brother beat the case, to make sure that, you know, when the grand jury look at the case, that it's going to be so tainted that I'm going to be confused.
Yeah.
Now, we can argue that the police was justified in killing the brother because he had a gun. You know, that could be a good argument. But from what I seen, and I got it on my IG as Real PimpinKen, people can go see it for themselves. What I seen is that two men on top of another man.
Yeah.
They successfully wrestled the man down, two men on top of another man, one man with a gun pointing at his chest, and started telling him, I'll shoot you, I'll shoot you.
Yeah. And after they shot him, get on the ground when he's already on the ground.
Yeah, get on the ground, and they shot him several times, right?
Yeah.
Once they shot him several times. So, I mean, then after they shot him several times, then they go in their pocket and they get what looked like to be a gun out of his pocket. Now, what I'm saying is that if he had a gun, the police that had the gun in his chest should have grabbed his hand.
Yeah.
And with two hands and kept his foot on his chest, and the other police should have went in his pocket and retrieved the gun.
Yeah.
Now, that would have been justifiable.
Mm-hmm.
But for them to shoot the man point blank in his chest because they believe or they knew that he had a gun in his pocket, that was unnecessary, man.
You know, it seems like it's key when they say gun, because that's automatically, okay, now somebody's about to die, because we didn't.
Gun is a whole word, because any time in the police training where there's a gun involved, that they have the permission and the right to kill.
Yeah.
Because they have to protect themselves, and then secondly, they have to protect the public.
Mm-hmm.
So just the fact that them saying that he had a gun was justified for enough to kill him. Now, there's a such thing as officer discretion. They didn't use any discretion. You know, they were just so quick to snap to judgment and to kill a man that it had to be intentionally. So, you know, you can say, well, it wasn't intentional. Well, how would it not be intentional if you have a right to make judgment on the situation? Now, a gun was never shown. You know, a gun was never pulled. Of course, yeah, he may have a gun in his pocket, but the gun was never pulled.
Yeah, and like I seen somebody mention on social media, what is it if he was permission to carry or anything?
And already had a license to carry the gun.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whether he had a gun or not, if he had a license, then he was justified, you know, and he was justified in carrying a gun. So, you know, I mean, my whole thing, man, is that, you know, the value of the young African-American male in this country is zero. I mean, they are constantly, they are putting guns in our community in wholesale numbers. They are putting drugs in our community in wholesale numbers. They are committing police brutality in our community in wholesale numbers. They are sending our children to prison in wholesale numbers. And I have to bring this up again. I hope people don't look at me as being, you know, a racist or whatever for what I'm about to say. But it is a referendum, or it is a form of genetic annihilation of young black men in America.
Yes, it is.
Because what people don't understand is that, you know, black men are very promiscuous. Black men love to have sex. White women love black men. And black men, unlike the black woman, have an advantage over the black woman in terms of sexual participation. What are you saying, Ken? What I'm saying is this. if a white man impregnates a black woman, of course he's going to produce a black baby because the dominant genes are dominant and the lighter genes are recessive.
Yeah.
So our genes are, in terms of genetics, are dominant. You know, we can create dark babies. That's why in the Constitution, if you got one drop of blood, you consider a Negro. You know, that's the Constitution of the United States of America. But with a black man, unlike a black woman, he can go and have sex with 30 different white women and produce 30 different black children. And white people, you know what I'm saying, that's empowered, white people who control everything, their biggest fear is a fear of a mixed race.
Yeah.
And they want to preserve their race, and they would do anything in their power to preserve it. One way to preserve your race is to lock up, oppress, create an inferior complex on the people who have the capability to genetically annihilate you. And black men can genetically annihilate any race on the planet if they're allowed to amalgamate or copulate with that race. So even though the regular people, you know, the good regular white people, the good regular black people don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
And don't understand race wars, don't understand white supremacy, and don't understand the reason for white supremacy, they can't really comprehend and get a hand on what's going on. But the people who really know what's going on, they plan to keep their power. They plan to keep their race intact. They don't want young African American men to have sex with white women, because if they're allowed to do that, then they are able to create a black population, and the population, you know, will go out of control.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, black men are very promiscuous, and you know, you got black men who got 30 kids by different black women.
Yeah.
You know, less than those white women, you know, and these guys is under 30. You got 30 kids. Because they might have 8 or 9 children. You can have, as a man, you can have 30 children in one day if you have sex with 30 different women and you impregnate
exactly.
them. And that's what the system don't want. They want to keep a population control. You know, so what they do is they demeanor black men and they devalue black men. And as long as people look at that as black men or young black men as savages and as gang members and as drug dealers, then nobody cares. Because, you know, when they say somebody got shot up in a drive-by and an innocent child gets hit, then the whole neighborhood says, lock that person up or incarcerate that person. But they don't really understand is that a lot of the things that is happening in the community is because of outside forces, people bringing drugs in and people bringing guns in, and at the same time, people creating a condition of inferiority. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Putting people in dilapidated homes, putting people in unstable environments for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, you can go anywhere in the hood. You know what I'm saying? You see that in the hood, grass don't grow too good. But you go anywhere in the suburbs, you know, it's beautiful lawns, beautiful landscape. So all of these things are by design. So when you teach that the black man is a gang member, you teach that the black man is a drug dealer, you know what I'm saying? The public is steady saying get rid of him, then that make it easy for a police officer to just walk up and shoot somebody that everybody is saying ain't worth shit anyway.
Yeah.
So that's what makes the black man life worth shit, is because the white supremacist, the one who's empowered, not the regular white people that live, you know, in the white communities and you know, just, you know, go to work every day. Those people don't count in terms of what really goes on with the power to be. The power to be, they got certain things in order that they plan to keep in order, and they know that they cannot let the young African American man run wild, because they let him run wild sexually. It would be a population crisis.
Yeah.
So in order to keep population control, you know, so what they do is they try to annihilate him genetically, because the real weapons of mass destruction is between the black man's penis. You know, so I mean, this penis can wipe out a whole nation. You know what I'm saying? Because when Kansas had sex with his father, who was from Kenya, you see what you got.
Mm-hmm.
You got a yellow, light-skinned African-American baby. In order to prove your point and to prove that these people are worthless, then you have to do certain things. You know what I mean? That means you have to attack the leadership. That's why Barack Obama was so attacked. You have to attack the community. You have to attack the behavior of the youth. You know, they say on a national average, our IQ is 15% lower than white people, but they don't tell you about the economic disadvantages that, you know, black men have and young black folks have.
Yeah.
Yes, our unemployment rate is low because we are employed by drug dealers. Half of us work. We work for somebody else. We work for somebody in the hood.
Yeah.
We got a job. It's just an illegal job.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, plus we got more hurdles to jump over versus anybody else. You know, we're always going to be scrutinized.
I told you, just like I told you before. You know, they did a study, and in the study, you know what I mean, they put these white women in this classroom, and they discriminated against these white women, and in 5 minutes they were saying, you know, hey, let us up out of here. I can't take this bullshit. But when, you know, the professor said, well, you can't take it for 5 minutes, but black folks take it every day. Imagine how black folks feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's something that they can't wrap their hand around. They can't wrap their hand around the systemic and systematic racism.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people can't believe that there is a system that, you know, manufacture AIDS and put AIDS in certain communities. You know, it ain't strange that AIDS is real prevalent in the black community. Neither should it be strange that General Amherst sent smallpox and blankets to the Indians.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, it shouldn't be strange that, you know, there are some certain people, you know, if you look at, you know, just some of the mentalities, you know, of some of these people, man, you know, who have certain ideologies,
yeah,
you know, and these certain beliefs. You know what I'm saying? These are very educated people. These people with doctorate degrees. But they believe that the white man, William Shockley, you know what I'm saying? Study William Shockley. William Shockley said that the black man is inferior to the white man, and that the white man is far more intelligent. You know, even though he disregarded all the intelligent black folk, that's way more intelligent than the white folk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this is some people's belief. This
mm-hmm.
is how they believe.
Yeah.
You got people who believe that black folk are disposable.
Mm-hmm.
And some black folks, you know what I'm saying? You know, they can easily be murdered. They can be thrown away, you know what I'm saying? And they believe that, you know, they're never going to be shit, you know what I mean? That because of the environment they're in, because of the way they grew up, you know, because of their mothers and their fathers, you know, being separated, growing up in a single parenting home, and so on and so forth. These people said there's no way that these people can make it, so therefore we're not going to care for them, we're not going to do anything for them, and we're going to do whatever we want to do to them, and therefore, because they are worthless, we're going to build prisons, and we're going to enslave them, and we're going to give them slave labor, we're going to make them work, and people just can't get that around their head. And there are some people say the ones that we can't lock up, the ones that are rebellious, the ones, you know, just like in slavery, you know what I'm saying? If you're a runaway slave, they say, you know, you get X amount of money if you catch them dead or alive. Dead or alive.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So when you rebel, you know what I mean? It's like you rebel against your master. So he has the right to kill you. You know what I'm saying? So all this stuff has psychological implications. I mean, we can go on and on and on, but what I'm really trying to get to is that, you know, this brother shouldn't have died. You know, America needs to, you know, stop showing, you know, black folk as inferior. Stop showing black folk as criminals. Stop showing black folk as lazy. Stop showing black folk as unemployed, because the only reason why we're unemployed because the jobs that we would go and try to obtain are mainly obtained by privileged white people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because white people feel more comfortable hiring a white person, because when they look at the news and they see a young black man with braids and tattoos, you know, on there for killing up 4 or 5 people or for shooting up a club, then the first thing they say, you know, look, I'm trying to be a liberal, I'm trying to be good, I'm trying to be a good person, but I'm not going to hire that guy.
Yeah.
You know, that guy's a criminal. That guy's an outcast. I'm not hiring him, not whatsoever. And this is how they feel.
Yeah.
because this is the depiction that they get of us. This is this is the news cycle.
Too cool for calm.